Right then, this is a quick walk around video, and this is for a Honda FRV 1.8 EX automatic. This has been a really beautifully looked after car, which I'll go around in detail if I possibly can for you. Lovely sunny day, rubbish for videos unfortunately because it's really glary, but I'll do the very best I can. Front of the car's really clean. There's hardly a stone chip of any great note on there. There's the odd one or two obviously, and we are looking at a car that's 11 years old. But it is very clean. Down the offside, near side rather, panel works pretty much mirror smooth, cannot see a single indentation there at all. Front near side alloy really good, just the odd little mark right on the outside edge, but nothing that detracts from the car at all. And the panels are absolutely lovely. Inside rear alloy, again, really very clean. I'll just come around this way. So the sun's glary, but I'll do my best. You can just see the panel works really nice. And again, around the back of the car, again, all absolutely beautiful. Parking sensors fitted standard on these EX models, and they're all fully functional on this car. And then offside of the car, as with the near side, it's really crisp in the panels there. Side rear alloy, again, really good. And the remaining panels are just exceptional condition. It is one of the very best. It really is, this car, certainly that we've seen in our books, and we're quite fussy with what we buy. Final alloy, again, really good. So externally, it looks like a car's done half its miles and half its age, in all honesty. Right, so coming into the boot area, again I do apologise for the sunlight, it really doesn't help because it's casting shadows over things, which doesn't look good, but it is in just beautiful condition. So the outside of the car is amazing, the inside, if anything else, is even better, especially when you consider these are people carriers and they're designed to carry people about, but this one's been treated with kid gloves. It's amazing. Coming to the back of the car first, door cards look almost as new. Carpeted areas, and it's a full set of original Honda mats in the car. Again, in just wonderful condition. Things to look out for on any people carrier, even one as well built as this. It's just signs of damage, particularly from kids in the back who've sort of kicked the back of seats and damaged plastic trims. But this, as I said, is just a remarkable example. It really is. Coming into the front now, again, driver's car's in lovely condition, and footwell areas, again, all absolutely beautiful. All the original mats are really good on the car, and the seats on the front here, this sort of 3-in-3 design, which is so clever, and they're incredibly comfortable full-size seats as well, but all in fantastic condition. Finally come to the driver's door card, again, as with all the others, really good condition. And driver's seat, even as sort of the bolsters, just show absolutely zero wear in it at all. So inside the car, engine's running through this section of the video, so you can see the dashboard actually illuminated. Dashboard, again, just looks absolutely as new. It's in beautiful condition. It's a great dashboard as well, and as with the rest of the interior, just beautifully assembled. Obviously heated seats on the EX with leather seats, auto gear lever, everything just in really super condition. Coming to the dashboard, again, I do apologise for the sun. You see that 84,199 miles, and there's no warning lights on that vehicle at all. Not that you'd expect to see them on the FRVs, they are wonderfully reliable cars. Just to quickly show you, owner's manual pack is here with the car, as are the locking wheel nut kit, or set rather. So finally, just to come under, another beautifully presented engine bay by Honda. And it's just a pleasure to see an engine that you can actually get around to do basic maintenance, and for mechanics as well to do servicing. It's a beautiful engine to work on. More of which in the following road test video. Right then, this is a quick road test video and this is for a Honda FRV, and it's a 1.8 EX automatic. This particular car is registered EY58UXE, and mileage at start of road test is 84,193 miles. The reason we do these road tests is basically so anyone that's looking at this car online in an advert actually gets to see that very car in operation. It gives us opportunity to feedback any issues there might be with the car, and also our observations of the car itself. We know it's hugely frustrating to go and see cars, and you may have travelled many hours or hundreds if not thousands of miles to go and see them. Many of our customers come from Europe as well, only to find out it's got an obvious fault which you clearly should have been told about. So hence that's why we do it. Also done on these lovely quiet country roads very close to our premises, so it will be representative of what you feel if offered a test drive on the car. This particular car has been just brilliantly maintained throughout its life. We make no apologies to say that it's not going to be the cheapest one in the marketplace, but is it one of the best ones? Well, we possibly think so. All of its servicing up until the very last one, which we've just done ourselves, has been done by the Honda main dealers, and it feels like it straight away. The car's incredibly tight and taut. Engine starts absolutely instantly, settles to completely even idle, no fluctuations at all, and it's a lovely engine, very sweet, very refined in operation, and very economical as well. They've also got a reputation for reliability and durability, which is completely unmatched in its sector. They are very, very, very strong engines. Cam chain driven, of course, so no cam belts to worry about in the cars. No warning lights on the dashboard at all relating to the engine or any other part of the car. And temperature gauge is running at a third, which is exactly where it should be on a Honda car, and up to normal operating temperature. And this car's been running for over half an hour now. Engine then feeds through clutch into gearbox. Hopefully there's a little pull in here. Bear with me 1 second, just let this big truck come through. There we go. Basically it goes through to the automatic gearbox, which again, lovely auto box, very smooth shifting, as you'd expect from a Honda gearbox, and it's perfectly suited to the engine. They make the most out of the engine's power and economy, and there's all the gears engage absolutely beautifully as well. There's no delays or thunks or anything at all. It's exactly as it should be. Steering on the vehicle is, I love this generation of Honda because it is the old school proper hydraulic power steering. I'm not a huge fan of most power steering systems these days because they're all electric and sort of devoid of feel. This one just feels beautifully weighted, very precise. You'd expect it in a much sportier car in some ways. It's just got that lovely fluid feel to it. Feels, again, absolutely tight. Tracks absolutely bullet straight, and there's absolutely no vibrations coming back through the steering wheel at all, but it all feels very, very, very crisp and original in terms of its operation. Chassis of the vehicle, and I've said on many previous videos on these FRVs, I rate this as probably the most comfortable riding Honda that they've probably ever made, in my opinion. It's just the way it absorbs the bumps. There's very little harshness to it. It really rides beautifully, because it's quite wide in track. When you go around corners like this, the car corners actually very flat indeed. And that might not sound important, but bear in mind, obviously this is a people carrier, and by definition you're meant to be carrying passengers around, and there's nothing worse than having something heave-hoeing through the corners if you want to have the back of the car covered in all sorts of stuff. This is a really very well judged chassis. Worth pointing out, obviously through the MOT there was a couple of drop links which were just chattering away slightly, so they've been replaced, as well, by the way, as all 4 brake pads on the car again, which we're getting down there a little bit, so the brakes are absolutely spot on as well. But obviously the chassis, you know, exhibits no noises going over the bumps at all. It's, you know, just you'll hear it bounce into them, but no sort of mechanical noises at all on there. The brake pedal itself is lovely and firm. I'm not going to beat them up too much on this test drive because I want to bed the brake pads in nice and gently. But there's no sort of pulsing or vibrations coming back to the brake pedal at all. It's all in absolute top order there. So coming to the inside of the car, again, you know, I've said on many previous videos that it's really hard to, on these videos, to get across, you know, how well made some cars are. I mean, we're looking at a car here that's 11 years old that basically exhibits not a creak, not a rattle, nothing from the inside of the car. This is a generation of Honda where they built the cars like no other cars. It is beautifully made. You get in kind of some of its competitors, I'm not going to name them, but they creak and groan and rumble about a bit. But there's nothing, it just feels what it is, a real premium product. And that's why they're so sought after. It's not just the interior layout, which is genius, but it is very much down to sort of how well made they are and their reliability. The dashboard itself is lovely and simple and easy to operate and use, and all working beautifully. The heated seats, the air conditioning is lovely and cold, but it's in fantastic condition in here as well. I mean, it's you know, we've sold loads of these, and the reality is most FRVs were bought originally for the purpose, which is to carry probably kids about, and unfortunately that means that most of them are pretty battered about, and that's nothing to do with build quality. It's just kids manage to demolish things no matter how well made they are. Now I tip my cap to the owners of this car, because they must have control of their kids like I haven't got, because I've never been in an FRV that's as well looked after as this one. It is in stunning condition in here, absolutely amazing. That's not just in the front, but it's in the back as well. All the area has been kept wonderfully well, and it's, you know, why we paid good money for the car. Obviously we're hoping to get the same in return, because the car thoroughly justifies it. As I said at the start of the video, the point of the videos is, you know, to pick up any issues, no matter how trivial they might be, and we do that. But in this case, there's nothing at all, and I haven't got any excuses to say that I didn't realise that was the case, and all the sort of stuff you hear in the motor trade on occasions. You know, both myself and my business partner Tony used to work for the local Bristol Honda dealership, so we know these cars like the back of our hands, and that means, as I said, I've got no excuses as to not knowing. And this car drives as close to new as you could ever expect any car to drive when it's used. It is in, you know, as I said, it's a fabulous example. Having said that, if I've missed something on the video, as always, please don't hesitate, do give us a call.